Hello and welcome, football fans, to another exciting edition of the Locker Room on Voice of the People TV. I am your host, Jerry Arpei, and it's time to unpack the weekend's most thrilling matchups, the hottest rumors, and all the drama unfolding on the pitch. And joining me today, we have analysis and Maiwa here to bring the heat and debate the most electrifying moments of the weekend. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on that notification bell so you never miss an episode of The Locker Room on Voice of the People TV. And of course, James said the State Charity begins at home. Great to have you join us once again on the back of an interesting victory in the match.
Yes, Manchester United were able to get the victory yesterday. A close one, coming from behind and getting the victory against the Pep Guardiola side, who have been struggling. And I think it's a good one for Amorim, what a good way to start his Manchester debut. I think it's the first match than Alejandro Garnacho at home and not taking them to the match. I think it's a very good statement from him. Also getting the victory, a very good one for him. Let's see how him and the boys can get this inspiration right and face Tottenham on Thursday and getting these victories going forward.
All right, and of course, Maiwa gets to join us. It's like the red side of Manchester was happy at home today, and I understand that Maiwa is still sorting the issues out. Of course, sorting out Guardiola's problem out at home. But when he gets to join us, we'll take him and, of course, his own point of view as far as the win and the Manchester derby is concerned, and so many other interesting hot topics on the show this evening. Definitely. It's all about the CAF Awards, talking about the African footballer, the player of the year, African Cup of Nations, and his UEFA Europa League final heroics for Atlanta give him an edge over his rivals. And he said that he wished that Adingra wins it because he's his player, but he will honestly say that Lookman actually deserves it with what he has done so far. And let's not forget that the Nigerian international was the only African nominated for this year's Ballon d'Or. The 27-year-old eventually ranked 14th on the final 30-man shortlist. He's the number 14th player in the world at the moment. His compatriot, talking about Victor Osimhen, who is behind him in that picture, won the African Best Player award last year. I think it looks very, very ironic that maybe Osimhen was chasing him to give him the CAF player, but the touch was say, take it and receive it. You are the next African footballer of the year.
I think it's obvious who should be winning the African Player of the Year. Lookman with what he did last year, and I'm surprised I'm seeing reports of Hakimi. If Hakimi ends only next to Hakimi at the end of the day.
All right, and of course, Maiwa joins us. Maiwa, it's great to have you join us. We're just talking about the CAF Awards, which comes up later tonight in Marrakech, Morocco. And definitely it's going to be a very was picked as the CAF Player of the Year. It better stays as a rumor because a player who is currently number 14th in the world as far as the Ballon d'Or is concerned, which is the cream de la cream for the best players in the world. And he's the only African player that made that short list. He's number 14 in the world at the moment. Hakimi was nowhere to be found, even in the top 40 or 50 or so, even 60. I don't even know. But it was top 30 that was the top. So it's all about the CAF Awards tonight. What do you make of all of the news and the rumors before the awards?
It's always to be let's just remain a rumor in terms of who their site is not seeing. I mean, Lookman has been a class of his own. He has been very fantastic for Atlanta. He was fantastic in the Nations Cup too. He contributed to Nigeria getting to the finals of the Nations Cup, though we didn't win. If you compare what he done last season with what Achraf Hakimi done, I think Ademola Lookman is ahead of Achraf Hakimi in terms of achievement and in terms of overall contribution. So I think it's just rumor. I think as tomorrow's sun will rise, I'm very confident that Ademola Lookman will be the next African player. I mean, there is no two way about it. Should they rob Ademola Lookman of this title, I think it's high time maybe Nigeria should pull out of CAF, because I mean it doesn't make any sense if somebody who has put in all his best and everybody, all over can see that actually this person deserves to be there to get the CAF Footballer of the Year. That's the one. Number two, this is the fourth, most valuable player in the world according to the list. He get gotten by fluke with Ashraf Hakimi on that list. So I mean, there's no two way about it. I think it's just rumor, just to cause chaos before the award. I mean, if they a lot of people will be interested in watching the awards and see what Charlie play out. I think probably that's what they're trying to do. But I'm 100% sure, I'm very confident that Ademola Lookman will be named African Footballer of the Year. There's no two way about
this
it.
This was how sure we were that the Ballon d'Or, we should be expecting to see Lautaro Martinez in the top 3. We're expecting Vinicius Junior to be the winner of the Ballon, the next best player of the year. And 24, it wasn't even 24, it was not even 24 hours. I think about 12 or 14 hours before the award, we're hearing reports that Vinicius and the whole Real Madrid team will not be traveling for the award. That is not going to be the Vinicius, barely 14 hours before the award. And they brought out what they call it, guidelines that Vinicius Junior does not abide to. Like he's not an outstanding class player, both with his behavior and on the field. So these are things that we have seen in the past, and we're surprised. So if CAF now decides to do the same magic that the Ballon d'Or organizers did a couple of months back, at this point, I don't even want to believe all these award organizers anymore. Because after Ballon d'Or did their own, the FIFA 11 also came out. There was no Lautaro Martinez on that list, and we had the likes of Messi and Ronaldo on that list. There was no at any point where Lautaro Martinez was on that list. And now CAF, I will not be surprised if they take a little sip or little guideline from their guys, that's Ballon d'Or and FIFA. Because at this point, I wonder why they are pushing the agenda of Hakimi. It's surprising. This agenda has not been there for the past how many months? Barely 48 hours or 24 hours before the awards, we are seeing Hakimi. It's not the same road, the same thing that played out in the Ballon d'Or. Who made mention of Rodri till the day of the awards? So if it happens, and then maybe the NFF will... If that was not even enough, look at the league. What did they achieve individually?
Of this, then now ask yourself, what could have been the yardstick if, for instance, it was the award nomination and, of course, the votes were casted
from the start of that particular season, the end of that season, and if you are looking at the start, you are talking about August till sometimes in July and so definitely the Europa League will be considered as one of the things they will look at. A whole lot of the times they look at the league those players play. I mean, no African player play on the local scene. Most of the shortlisted players, they play abroad, and the league runs from August to sometimes in June. So definitely there is no way they will say they have concluded voting. That's number one. Number two, the performance of these players. I mean, you say it over and over again. The performance of Ademola Lookman throughout that particular calendar year is an indication where it will go. The thing is this, in as much as CAF might want to say they are very independent and the rest of that, most of the time their shortlist is always a subset of the Ballon d'Or or FIFA World Best or whatever it is. Remember when Victor Osimhen too will probably win the same award, just like Ademola Lookman will win. I'm 100% confident there. I'm not even shaking about this news. I am 100% confident that Ademola Lookman will win. In as much as you cannot be 100% sure, but for me personally, I think I'm 100% sure he's going to win. If you look at when Victor Osimhen, before he was crowned, he made it to the top 10, of the Ballon d'Or list, and the next thing was, he won the African Footballer of the Year. That's it. For Ademola Lookman, he's the only high-ranking African in the first, in the first top 20, and that's an indication of where this award will go. Yes, a whole lot of people might not vote for him, like the case of Sato Shola. Even Victor Osimhen, his coach that brought him up did not vote for him. I don't know whether they've resolved that controversy between them, but obviously not everybody will vote for him. However, majority of people that watch football, I mean, unless maybe something goes wrong, definitely they are going to vote for Ademola Lookman. And the case of Vinicius Junior and Rodri, before the award, I said it on this show that Rodri will win the Ballon d'Or. I mean, I've said it even before the award. Rodri will contender did, Man City and for Spanish national team. I already knew he was. But for this CAF award, there's no controversy. I think the reason why they're just putting that out there is just to be able to create the buzz around the award and for a whole lot of people to be interested in watching it. And I mean, we've been talking about this now for over 20 minutes. It shows how concerned the whole lot of people will be and how glued they will be to their TV set to be able to watch. I think this is just PR genius. I don't think there's anything to it. Ademola Lookman will win it.
Let's hope it's just PR and whatever Cote. No wala.
James is sounding like definitely it's not going to be funny if it happens.
If James doesn't want to watch, now he has to watch.
That kind of a sound like they better not try it. It's not going to be funny, but it is going to be a very interesting one. And everybody's talking about the player of the year for the men because that's the creme de la creme. There's also opportunities for other players. Chiamaka is going for the CAF player of the year as well as the goalkeeper of the year for women, which makes an interesting one. There's also a certain Chiamaka who is going for the young player of the year women. She's also a top favorite. There's also the young team of the year. Nigeria is also there, the under-20 team. And of course, the team of the year has a very interesting color with Cote d'Ivoire and the favorite for that one. And of course, there's also the coach of the year, which Emerson Faye is looking
to win the best goalkeeper. How do you shortlist Onana that considered 91 goals? How is Onana the best goalkeeper that is coming from Africa last year? It does not make any sense. How is it that Sterling Nwabali and Rowan Williams, they play in the same league? They are both competitive in that particular league. Williams is not that better than Nwabali. And Nwabali does not make the list. It doesn't make any logical sense to me. I think that particular award is just more like a compensation to somebody who is from Musepe's club, and that's the reason for that. And I think it's high time, people of these things, they begin to remove sentiment. Another interesting thing is this: Morocco has a name in almost all the nominations, except for the goalkeeper. In almost all the nominations, you have to stand there. I do not understand it. Morocco did not do anything fantastic in terms of football, in terms of their performance. I don't understand the reason why, a whole lot of African award. I mean, if CAF said Morocco for whatever reason, maybe for bailing them out, they should do it on their own time, not at the expense of those who have put in their sweat and blood and gave a good performance, and you are taking away the slot from them for mediocre players. I mean, no disrespect to Achraf Hakimi. What has Achraf Hakimi achieved to be on that particular list? I still do not understand it. It still does not make any sense to me. But in any case, the other awards are not getting the attention they are supposed to get. I mean, a whole lot of people are more concerned about Ademola Lookman's the African CAF player of the men, taking away the talking point away from the other smaller awards in Cote. Now they are not small, but a lot of people feel that they are smaller. They hold little significance rather than and that's the reason why there's no controversy. There's no much controversy in terms of the other awards. The controversy is only surrounding the male awards. However, if you look at the list, if you look at it critically, there is a reason for those organizing awards to do better. You cannot begin to give people award based off sentiment. It takes away the value and the quality of the award. I mean, how can you win an award because of quota system in Cote now? Because I mean, to be honest with you, the Moroccans, some of them that appear on that particular list, they are there because of quota system, and it does not make any sense.
All right, definitely makes a whole lot of no sense. But let's see how it pans out. How come we have Morocco everywhere? Apart from maybe the men's team of the year, and maybe most especially men's team of the year. That's why we don't have Morocco. But everywhere there's Morocco everywhere.
The CAF should be they are in the perfect position to answer that question. Why are Moroccans involved in every category except the goalkeeper of the year. I think there's more to it, and like Maya rightly said, the quota system. If not, what is Hakimi still doing in the top three? And we don't have people like Boniface in that made it list. Trusteko, who was the player of the competition for the team, practically nothing in the AFCON. People are still saying that maybe because of their success in the World Cup, that's why they are still using. But the World Cup is over 2 years now. What are they still involving in Moroccans in the CAF Award? If CAF Award is going to be every 2 years, it's a review of performance for past 2 years in the top three of the players of the year. Well, I just want to see how the award goes tonight. Who gets the award? Where does each award go? There about 90 goals last year in Manchester United and his club side. He came to the AFCON, the first game he did.
Is concerned. Keep it log on the locker room. Okay, let's go back to the Nigerian Super League. We know their AFCON 2025 group opponent. We know their AFCON 2025 on January 27th when the draw will hold. This was announced at the Confederation of African Football Executive Committee ESCO meeting today and in Marrakesh, Morocco, chaired by CAF President Patrice Motsepe. Motsepe opened the meeting by congratulating beat by Morocco, Portugal, and Spain. Since that Morocco is training right now, they're also going to be hosting the World Cup in 2030. And the ESCO deliberated on the CAF competitions calendar for 2025 and beyond. Motsepe announced the AFCON 2025 final draw will be held in Rabat, Morocco on 27 January 2025. And with regards to youth competitions, the ESCO resolved that the under-17 AFCON will be hosted in Morocco in both 2025 and 2026. Okay, the ESCO resolved that the under-17 AFCON will be hosted in Morocco in both 2025 and 2026. And the committee also announced that the under-20 AFCON will be held in Cote d'Ivoire in 2025. It seems like Morocco, there's something that Morocco is doing. Why is this that they are the one hosting everything, even co-hosting the World Cup? There's something good going on in Morocco.
Well, I think when organizing such events, I know they are not spending much. They know they are getting money from the Arabs to make Morocco host. Never forget, this is the second time they are hosting the CAF Awards back to back. And now the World Cup and other events they are going to be hosted. It's obvious the CAF committee knows what they are getting from there, and let's see what CAF is willing to sacrifice to pay them back. I hope it's not Ademola Lookman's award.
All right, so Mayowa, it looks like Morocco is everywhere as far as football is concerned. We must say it looks like Morocco is now the holy grail when it comes to football competitions. And I don't know, like Morocco's economy is doing very well to be even and thinking about hosting competitions like the under-20, even co-hosting the World Cup in 2030.
Well, it's very simple. I think all other African countries should step up, prepare for that competition, and they put up a very great competition. So the thing is a whole lot of African countries, they need to step up. The reason why Morocco is always coming and saving the blushes of CAF is because a whole lot of African countries, when it comes to hosting, they are always running away because of the how capital intensive hosting a competition is, and a whole lot of them are rather spend that money on other things than spending it in hosting a competition. However, what they don't understand is the moment you continue to host this kind of competitions, consistently, you begin to build your, structures. And if you go to Morocco, the structure is updated. And because of this kind of competition planning to host, begin to expand more on that. I think there is a need for African countries to that is CAF satisfied, and you now expect a Ghana to come up and bid for Morocco, maybe Egypt, or even South Africa, because most of the African countries, they lack this, they have this poor maintenance culture, and they don't have the foresight of understanding that if you put yourself forward, it's enough for you to be able to develop your infrastructure and also develop. But in any case, and that's why sometimes the point where Morocco are playing on all the nations. I mean, if you were CAF, this country to do their part. So I will not blame CAF, as much as I don't agree with it. I will not blame for putting
a lot of big things got their nose bloodied, and definitely even Bayern their nose bloodied, and definitely even Bayern Munich. I didn't even expect what happened to Bayern. It was as if It was a black Saturday for the big boys. Even Liverpool got their own pill at a point, somehow. I don't know how Liverpool did. Still getting the point out of that one. It was definitely a hard-fought point for Liverpool. But let's talk about Manchester City, who is currently a crisis, having lost 4 consecutive matches, including a disappointing 2-1 defeat to Manchester United. And despite signing a 2-year contract extension, manager Pep Guardiola is under pressure. He has upcoming matches that should be winnable, but their situation appears increasingly precarious. And the Premier League title race, Liverpool's once 9-point lead has shrunk to just 2, with Chelsea making significant gains by winning 5 straight games. And Liverpool recently drew against Fulham, and their momentum has slowed, allowing Chelsea to emerge as serious contenders. And coaches Gary O'Neill and Russell Martin were dismissed. And Tottenham versus Sunderland. I was asking myself, what happened? What is going on?
Which has been sacked, and now they're in search for a new coach, and at least to try to save their season and keep them afloat in the EPL towards for next season and prepare for next season. For Guardiola, Pep, I think how to at least keep himself afloat. You cannot tell me that a team that has been winning the EPL for over how many seasons would drop drastically in the back room that we are not aware of. You cannot tell me it's just the absence of Rodri that is like this. Last season they didn't have Rodri through, or Rodri was also injured last season, but they were still getting the results. Just that it was not as beautiful football as they used to be, but they were getting the results. So what's going on now? I think for the credit to Manchester United were not even exceptional on the day, but they were able to play the ball. They were able to keep. I think they were packing the balls for me. I don't even understand the tactics of Pep Guardiola yesterday. But look, Man United too. Eric Ten Hag had about how many injury crises last season? He didn't go that same period and just won one game. At the point, Liverpool Arsenal were fighting for the quadruple. Sorry, they were fighting for the three trophies they were in. Before the injuries and Salah and everything happened, they didn't still go 11 matches with just 1 victory. So this is a question we need to ask. What's going on? Is it the charges they are having that is coming on them, or the players are tired, or they need somebody else? Look at Phil Foden. According to them, PFA Best Player of the Year last season. This is match week 15 in the EPL, and he has not scored 1 goal. His players also are failing to turn up. His world-class players are failing to turn up. And there are a lot of things going on in Manchester backroom now. And every opportunity you have to laugh at Pep Guardiola, I think you should take it. Because when he was winning everybody 8-0, 6-0, they were happy. So now that they are dropping points also, we should be happy for them.
All right, we should be happy for them. What is going on with Pep Guardiola at Manchester City? Why is it looking like it's only going to get worse? Because I don't even have hope that Man City is going to even guarantee a win in their next game. Even when they drew against Crystal Palace the weekend before, I knew that this is not just a flash in the pan. It's going to be a long season for Manchester City. If they even make the Europa League, they should be graceful.
I think there's lots of confidence in that particular team. They lost that particular game yesterday to mistakes. That was the reason why Manchester United won that particular game. That's number one. And if you look at how they played, when it got to about 81, 82 minutes, they already gave up on scoring. They were now thinking about defending. They were overthinking it. And, that gave room for the mistake they made. And that was how, Manchester United was able to capitalize on it. Yeah, kudos to Manchester United. Played very well, 50-50 possession. Ruben Amorim has begun to imprint his style on Manchester United. However, I'm leaving Manchester United alone. I'm focusing on Man City. I think there's a confidence, in the dressing room. A whole lot of the world-class players, they have dropped in form. The standard has also dropped, and I think it's high time, Guardiola find some able to turn things around. I think this is very right. You cannot, because of Rodri, lose everything. I mean, God forbid, what if Rodri departs or this collapse? No, Man City will continue. There was before Rodri, and they'll continue to be Man City after Rodri. So, I mean, anybody giving an excuse because of that is not tenable. I think it happens to the best of us. Sometimes you have it right. Law of diminishing returns is happening, and that's just it. They have a confidence problem at the moment. And they need to work on their confidence. It might need something on the. It might need something they might have to do with something they have to work with. It's over. A typical example: your Rashford, you have your Luke Shaw. They have to speak to psychologists to be able to get them back to the level of performance.
All right, definitely. It's going to be a very interesting run-up for the title. And Maresca, the Chelsea manager, has expressed that the team is not yet ready to compete for the Premier League title, despite their recent 2-1 win against Brentford. If they are not ready, they should have beaten Brentford over the weekend. They should have just lost that game to show us that they are not ready. I don't know what Maresca is saying again. What else? How do you have to be ready to win the league? When you are already...
If anybody is believing what Maresca is saying, that means they need to check that person. Because Maresca, even without him coming out to say anything, or without just having the very good performance like they have been having in I think 5 straight wins in the EPL now, looking at that particular team, I've said it before, the teams that play weekend is different from the one that plays midweek. And it's different from the one that plays the following weekend. So looking at when you have, like, you can assemble 3 different teams and they will get you the results. What are you saying? That you're not in the title race? A team that is worth over 1 billion euros, you're saying they're not in the title race. What are they in for? Are they fighting for relegation, or they're fighting for what? What is this explain?
Relegation battle at the top.
At the top. Just 2 points. 2 points, no, 2 points. 2 points away from the league leaders. And it's still coming out to say they're not in the league title. They're not in the title race. Oh, God of mercy. Anyone that believes Maresca and the boys, I think that person needs to be checked. Yes, Chelsea are having a very good run of form, and they're having the team, they're getting the results. And I've said it before. I said when you guys were predicting who was going to be, who were you scared of rooting for towards the title race? I mentioned Chelsea. If you were looking at me, I was looking at what am I saying? Now looking at it, is every week we play the EPL is becoming more and more real. Looking at the team, they are getting to understand themselves more. They are bonding more. They are creating chances more. And the defense that has always been a problem, I think they are getting it to an extent. But the major problem now is Petrovic. Sanchez, the goalkeeper. I think if they can fix that position, I'll see them going very, very far in the league. But congratulations to them on getting the victory against Brentford. Let's see how they can build on this. Enzo Maresca should stop giving us that lie. Assuming he was not in for winning the title, Arsenal dropped points on Saturday. Liverpool dropped points on Saturday. Why didn't he drop points yesterday? He went on and won. And he's coming out to say that he does not in the title race.
He should have continued the trend, at least.
At least, assuming he lost to Brentford yesterday, I would like, okay, yes, so Chelsea are not ready. They're not in the title race. But now he went to get full victory. Now just 2 points away from league leaders with 1 game in hand. And he's coming out to say they're not in the title race. Let him continue lying to himself.
Some have said that the talking about the fixtures list have favored Chelsea recently. That is why they are in a good spot. Talking about for the title race.
I think that's a lie. I think no matter the fixture, the performance matter on the particular day. I mean, whoever thought Man City will be where they are a whole lot of winnable games for Man City in this their poor form of run, poor run of form, and they've completely missed out on taking the opportunity on winning those games. No small team in the EPL. Esca has.
All right, Mario, I used to. All right, so quite a bit of some technical glitch there. And of course, if you look at the table as we speak, it looks like Arsenal is already finding their way out. They're already as far as Chelsea's run of form is concerned. Some have said that Chelsea against the big sides have not really done well. But they've been able to get all the points, maximum points against the lesser teams. That is why they are in the running for the title.
Leicester won the league. How many big teams did they win? Okay. I think they were able to get draws against the likes of Man City and get draw against Liverpool. I think they defeated Man U, then they crowned champion. When you are able to lose points to about 3 teams and you are getting the remaining points from about the remaining 14 teams left, what are you saying? You are winning the league, obviously. If Chelsea decides to draw points against all the big teams, and let's not forget they didn't beat them. They drew to Manchester United. I can't remember how their game went against Arsenal. I think they ended in a draw also. So if you're able to get draws against the top teams and you're beating the remaining team, what are you saying? You're obviously in a good position to get the victory. And for Arsenal, Arsenal is using their left leg.
Nottingham Forest might finish ahead of Arsenal and Man City.
No, I think what Nottingham Forest is initial gra. I don't believe they have the team to go that far in the league. It's still very.
There's one other thing they have an interesting depth because you know they bought a lot of players last season.
2 seasons ago.
Yeah, 2 seasons ago they bought a lot of players. They have even players who are not even playing like Awoni. Chris Wood has suddenly discovered his form, and Gibbs are also doing the magic. But I feel Nottingham Forest is initial gra. I think Arsenal. I think Arsenal. We need to ask the question of. Look at what they did against Everton.
Arsenal is a team that is claiming they want to win the league.
How?
And you are relying on just Saka and cross and nod. Sorry, corners. Funny how
they were just ordinary.
Funny how teams now are preparing themselves for those corners and looking for how to cancel Saka. So once you cancel out Saka and cancel out the corners, that's the end.
It's done.
It's practically it went over the summer. We're talking about Victor Osimhen, Chelsea. Arsenal going for a striker. Victor Osimhen available.
They took it with levity.
Lookman. They were banking on Kai Havertz and Gabriel Jesus to get them. A team that wants to win the EPL. You cannot guarantee yourself one player that will guarantee you 15 or 20 goals in this season. You are banking on Saka and you want to win the league. In 2024.
I think they had Chris Wood is even better than Kai Havertz and the race. Look at Chris Wood at least will guarantee Nottingham Forest.
The game against Everton, I was watching the game and I was like, God, no, this is not a team that is serious about winning the league. They could not do anything in the box. All the balls were just leading to Saka. And funny how they were able to cancel him out of the game. Let's see if Arsenal maybe Arteta can work a magic. But if Arteta does not do anything meaningful at the end of this season, I think it's high time Arsenal board start asking themselves the question: is Arteta the right man for this job? Because how many years now? 5 years or 6 years? What has he achieved in that period? One single silver. I think he won the Carabao Cup.
Won the FA Cup.
FA Cup, yes, once. And the league that they have been concerned fighting for, he has taken them to second for over how many 2 years in a row now.
And they are expecting Man City to be fined, and maybe one of those titles or two will go to Arsenal.
Looking at looking at people that are serious about winning the title now. Look at Man City. Look at Chelsea. Got a new management. Sold the whole team.
Spent almost
spent
more
than above $1 billion. And look at them now. They are in serious contention of winning the league. And Arsenal are still petting Arteta.
Arsenal can never spend money like Chelsea.
Arteta has spent money more than any other manager they've had in the past.
Yeah.
Let's look at the players he has gotten.
Yeah, spent a lot of money.
Look at Declan Rice. Look at Thomas Partey. Look at Trossard. These are players he brought in. So what is he saying? He has not. They have backed him.
Declan Rice.
Assuming they backed Emery the way they are backing Arteta, by now they will have boosted of something.
At least the league title. All right, and of course, some have said that it looks like Liverpool is already sleeping, and Konate's injury in the back is already showing, and the fact that Robertson also getting a red card is going to be a big problem for them going into the remainder of games of before January, because it's going to be a busy talking about a public holiday without Robertson. Though they say Robertson is not going to be playing in the cup game, so he's going to be available for the Prem. And the fact that Konate, we don't know when he's going to be back, it's a big worry at the back right now for Liverpool.
Liverpool, surely we made mention of Liverpool looking at the team that more major problem they have is depth. Though they started the season very well, their players are in form, they are good, but they lack the depth. And funny, I'm not even concerned about Robertson. I think the main concern is Konate. Yes, Konate, at least Joe Gomez is stepping up and is trying to fill in the blanks for him, but now Robertson is out injured. He's going to be missing the match on midweek because of the red card. But those are not the main concern. And Slot can still develop solutions for players like Robertson and maybe Konate. I think the main problem is your attackers just relying on only Salah. Any day Salah does not get the magic, then the team is not going to get the results. And then looking at it, Luis Diaz has gone on a drought. I think about a month now, no goal, no assist for about 1 month now. Darwin Núñez, you cannot even bank on Darwin Núñez. Diogo Jota, yes, is good, a very good striker, but injury is his problem. He came out from the bench and the first return from and he was able to find the back of the net. We know the qualities of Diogo Jota, but the problem is injury. And looking at it, I think the most important player for Liverpool currently is Gravenberch. If anything happens to Gravenberch, I think that's almost the end of the season, if they don't develop a new solution for him. Because yes, you can feel in the position of Joe Gomez, you can Konate, you can feel in the position of maybe Van Dijk a little, but Gravenberch and Mo Salah, those two players, I think there's nobody in your team currently that will fill in those positions. If they even get, so if they get 5 yellow card and they miss one game, they'll be missed a lot in the 6th game. So these are players that we should be asking questions: what is an slot going to do when the time comes? Because surely they are going to come. Players are going to have off period within the season. Players are going to get injured. Players are going to get suspended. So these are players that we should be looking at, and the slot should be trying to think of a solution for if they are going to win the league in this season.
All right, time not really our friend, and we'd like to wrap up with Barcelona winger Lamine Yamal is expected to be sidelined for 3 to 4 weeks due to an injury to his right ankle sustained during Sunday's 1-0 loss to Leganes in La Liga. They lose a game and lose a crucial player in Lamine Yamal. What about Hansi Flick's season? It's looking like everything is turning around for the worse, not the good, as that song will say.
And see, Bobo, I'm sure it's going to be heavily missed. It's going to be heavily missed. Let's not forget how Barcelona started this season, scoring a large amount of goals. I think that's one of the reasons they are still even keeping afloat in the first half of the season, in top of the log. And funny how the space has been closed. I think from about 11 points. Now it's just 2 points, 1 point between them and Atletico Madrid and Real Madrid. And I think the whole La Liga teams are not serious. Just Atletico Madrid is serious about winning this because I see no reason why Barcelona are losing about 9 points gap. Now it's just 1 point. And Madrid also started the game against Vallecano over the weekend. Losing in the first 15 minutes, first 20 minutes, they were losing 2-0. Funny how they were able to come back and it was 3-2 at a point and they ended up drawing the match 3-3. Are those people serious about winning the league? Let's see. I'm sure Yamal is going to be heavily missed. Let's not forget he was out for about a period in the past, and they lost all matches. And they dropped points in all the matches they played in that period. Let's see how Hansi Flick is going to cope without him for the next 3 weeks.
All right, so Mayo, would love to wrap up with what's happening in Spain. It looks like Barcelona's season is turning around for the worse.
Well, I think I just hope the case of Lamine Yamal will not go like Ansu Fati.
That would be a very big, dangerous one. Because Ansu Fati, I don't know, is this the play football?
And, getting them burned out. And same thing that happened to Ansu Fati, I just pray it doesn't happen to Lamine Yamal. The injury has becoming recurrent now, and that will keep him off the field. I think Hansi Flick needs to go back to the drawing board. He's not getting it right. How do you squander a 9-point game? Now, Atletico Madrid is even sitting, he is in pole position to probably overtake and win the league. Hansi Flick, Pep Guardiola, they need to do something. If not, I don't think probably they deserve the job they want, and that's just the honest truth.
Both the Spanish branch and the English branch, two of them are. Most Man City fans, they like Barcelona. Barcelona fans like Man City. So both the English branch and the Spanish branch, both of them are both crumbling at the same time. But I think Hansi Flick, you can cut Hansi Flick some slack. This is first season in charge of Barcelona. The same Barcelona side that Xavi could not manage last season, and you saw that they were not going to do anything. And funny how they are on top of the log. But now that Lamine Yamal is out, one of their most important players, let's see how Hansi Flick is going to develop a solution for that.
All right, of course, that's how we wrap it up for today's episode of The Locker Room. I want to thank you for tuning in. And, of course, thanks, James, as well as Mayo, for being a part of the show.
Thank you for having me.
All right, James.
Things around because my wife is at the back. Thank you for having me.
All right, definitely is the hardest time to be a Man City fan.
I cannot even imagine the emotions in the house yesterday when they were watching the game.
Mood swings everywhere. All right.
My wife will just pack his food after the game. You cannot even celebrate. You guys.
I did not celebrate. I was quiet.
Better.
All right, the guys behind the scenes talking about the lives of Shegun, Alex, as well as Paul. Not leaving out AK Chuku. And of course, my name is Gerard Penhai. Thank you for tuning in. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you never miss the latest action. We'll be back tomorrow with more football drama, hot takes, and everything you need to know and stay blessed and keep the football spirit alive. See you then.